Hello, welcome to Evins Mill's Kitchen. Today we're going to share a recipe with you. We've been playing with this one all summer. We're going to make some homegrown bread and butter pickles. We're actually still playing with it. It keeps changing every time we make it, but we've got something we want to share with you today. You can find this recipe and lots of other recipes at evansmillcuisine.blogspot.com if you don't catch all the ingredients. But what we did is we started out with about 9 pounds of cucumbers. And if this looks like more than 9 pounds of cucumbers, it is. We doubled up the recipe. We're making these for our guests too. So we can start out with 9 pounds of cucumbers, slice them really thin, or as thin as you can, comfortably, without cutting your fingers off. Slice up about 3 medium yellow onions. And you can use any kind of onions you want, really. If you want to use Vidalias or red onions, you can get creative. A couple bell peppers. You can use red, green. This is where we started experimenting with some banana peppers, some jalapenos. We're going to make these a little bit spicy this time around. A little bit of garlic. We've got about 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic in there. And then about a half a cup of salt, or a quarter cup of salt for the single recipe. So you're going to toss all these ingredients together and kind of let them soak and marinate. All that salt's going to pull some of your moisture out of the cucumbers. You're going to let this marinate for about 3 hours. And you'll start seeing all this liquid start coming out of the cucumbers. Just kind of stir it occasionally, maybe once an hour or so. After your 3 hours of soaking, we're going to drain those and just try to get, you don't have to squeeze them and squish the cucumbers, but just get as much of that water out of there as you can. And then once you get those drained, we're going to move on to the next step, and we're going to start with our cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar, sugar, just granulated white sugar. And then we've got all of our spices here. We've got some mustard seed, ground turmeric, a little celery seed, some whole cloves, a little crushed red pepper, a little fresh cracked black pepper as well. And you can throw a few other things in there. But this is a really good recipe. It's not too sweet. Nothing's really overpowering anything. It's just a really good all-purpose pickle. So what we're going to do next is we're going to, since we got our cucumbers drained, we got our pot over here. We're going to boil the sugar, the vinegar, and all of these spices. And we're going to bring that to a full boil. Turn that on. And then we're going to, once that comes to a boil, we're going to add these cucumbers in, and we're going to cook those. Once the moisture or the mixture comes back up to, almost to a boil, then we're going to take those off the heat, and then we're going to refrigerate them. Or at that point, if you want to can them, you can can them as well. And we'll be back in just a second to show you. Alright, I've been cooking this for a few minutes now. It's getting close to coming back to a boil, not quite yet, but as you can see, everything's starting to cook a little bit in there. And you're going to bring this back almost to a boil. You don't want to bring it back and simmer it too long, but once you start kind of seeing bubbles around the edge and start cooking, then you want to turn off the heat. Remove from the heat, and then I'll let these cool a little while, and at that point, like I said before, if you want to can them, you can, or if you just want to refrigerate them. That's what we've been doing. We just refrigerate them because we go through them quick enough and we have the room for refrigeration. So here's some of our finished product. Those have been sitting for about a week or so. After you take these off and chill them, you want to give them a few days. They're ready to eat right away, but they will improve in flavor if they sat a while. And again, you can find this recipe or lots of other recipes at our blog. And that's evansmillcuisine.blogspot.com. Thanks a lot.